Hey guys, got another quick BlackVue video for you today with the new DR550GW, the 2-channel version with the rear camera. In this video I'm going to show you the first turn on so you can sort of see what to expect, and also I'll show you how to connect to the Wi-Fi. I know some people had problems with the 500 series trying to get it to connect, so I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I've got the power cable here. I've got it plugged in with an adapter into the mains. I haven't got around to putting this into the car yet, so we're just going to do it here. It's a bit easier anyway. So I've got the power cable. That just plugs in to the hole there. And you'll see on the back the blue GPS light comes on and flashes. And any second you should hear...
Initializing the SD card. Please do not turn off the power.
Okay, BlackVue tells you it's initializing the SD card. The camera actually has its own built-in memory which stores the firmware and the software, and the camera actually copies that to the SD card. So that's what that was doing, and any second now you should hear it tell you that it's ready.
BlackVue for your safe driving. Starting normal recording.
There we go, it started normal recording. If you've owned a BlackVue before, you'll know there's 3 different recording modes on these. There's normal,
Audio
event, and parking. That was the audio. So normal recording is, as it says, it's normal when you're driving around. Event recording is when something happens, a bang or a bash, and the sensors pick that up and will mark that file as an event and save it, and that file will not be overwritten. The normal and the parking modes can be overwritten. The parking mode obviously is when you're parked up. So you can see on the back there the recording light is flashing. That means it's recording. Because I'm inside, the GPS isn't working, but when you're in the car, this GPS light will also be lit up. You heard just now it said that the audio recording was disabled. There's an infrared switch here. If you just put your finger over it,
Starting audio recording.
so you don't actually have to touch it, just put your finger over it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Audio recording disabled.
There we go, so you can turn on and off the audio recording now. Okay, so that's the main BlackVue camera plugged in, all ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug this, and then I'm going to plug in the rear view camera as well, and then I'll turn it on again and see what happens. Okay, so I've got the supplied AV cable here, and I'm going to plug this into the main camera. It just pushes in with a nice solid click, and that cable's in there really well. Then take the other end and then plug that into the rear view camera. I'd always recommend doing this with the power off, because I don't know if that will cause any issues, so just be on the safe side. Just make sure that the power is off before you plug and unplug the AV cable. Obviously the rear view camera doesn't have any power source, so it's getting its power from the main camera through this cable, so just be on the safe side. Okay, so they're plugged in. I'm going to take the mains cable again and plug that back in, and you'll see the GPS light again as we did before. And the light for the small camera is on the back here, so hopefully we'll see that light up any second. There it goes, it's gone light blue. You hear BlackVue say it's ready for normal recording any second.
BlackVue for your safe driving. Starting normal recording.
There it goes. So that is now recording. The front camera and the rear camera are recording. The only light, as I said, is on the side there. There's no other lights on the rear view camera. If I turn this around, you'll see there's a big light flashing here. You can turn that off in the menu, and I recommend you do, because that, especially at night time, that's going to really stand out. So I always turn that off in the menu. Okay, so now that both cameras are up and running, I'm going to get my iPhone, and I shall show you how to connect the cameras to the Wi-Fi, and then show you what the app can do. Okay, so to use the Wi-Fi, firstly you have to turn the Wi-Fi on the camera, and you do that by using this big button here.
Wi-Fi on.
The camera will tell you that the Wi-Fi is on, and also the Wi-Fi light there will flash. Once you've done that, you can get your phone. I'm using an iPhone, but you can also use Android. And you need to open up your settings menu. And you'll see the camera comes up there. It's obvious it's the DR550GW. So you click on that. It will ask you for a password, and the default password is BlackVue. So you type BlackVue, click join, and hopefully you'll see the 3G turn into a Wi-Fi logo. Whilst you're waiting for that to connect, you can actually open up the BlackVue app. Come up with a driver warning, the standard stuff, and click OK. So on the app you've got three icons: internal storage, BlackVue Wi-Fi, and the frequently asked questions. So I'm going to click on BlackVue Wi-Fi. It will say connecting, and there, that brings you up into the main screen. All the files here are files that the camera has captured. You can see here you've got front and rear, so you can sort out the different cameras. So that's just the front cameras, and then you can add the rear ones on. These icons here are for normal, event and parking, so you can sort out which ones of those you want. If we look at the end of the file names, you see we've got here EF and NF, and there we've got NR, and down here we've got NF as well. EF is an event, so that's when something happened, and the F means front. N is normal, so that's just a normal video. Again, F means front, and down here we've got R, that's normal recording from the rear, so you can easily distinguish which is the front and rear cameras. I'm going to click on live, and that will bring up the live view from the front camera. So you can see there, that's now looking at the camera there. You see there's lots of information on the bottom there as well. You've got the date, you've got the time, you've got the speed, it says live, and it also has got the file name there as well. What you can actually do as well, so if we click, you can then switch the GPS light comes on as normal, and then the recording light comes on, and the blue light comes on the rear camera.
BlackVue for your safe driving. Starting normal recording.
So everything seems normal up to then. The GPS light goes out, but I am inside, so that's okay. Keep an eye on the blue light on the rear camera. I'm not going to touch anything. Just now it went out by itself, so we'll see what happens now. The recording light's still flashing on the main camera. Well, it appears to be staying on at the moment. I'm going to try turning on the Wi-Fi. I'm not sure if it's on the camera at the moment, so I'll open up. So it appears to be recording the files okay now. If I went into live view, at the bottom down here it was saying, instead of HD there, it was saying off. It seems to be working now, which is most odd. Well, that is most bizarre. Well, I'm going to have to keep an eye on that, because there was definitely some weird behaviour going on there. But now it appears to be working absolutely fine, which is typical. Ah, there it's gone. It's got to be a cable issue, I think. I just touched the cable then, and the rear camera turned off. Let's see if I can. Okay, I'll start again. See if
The BlackVue is now shutting down.
see if I can get it to do it again.
BlackVue for your safe driving. Starting normal recording.
I'm just going to leave it, just going to let it run. I'm not going to touch it. And I'll come back in a couple of minutes and see if it's still on. If I don't touch it, then I can rule out a cable issue if it does turn off. If it doesn't turn off, it's probably a slightly loose connection somewhere perhaps. So I'll just leave it to run. Okay, so the camera's been going for a while, it seems to be working, so I'm just going to lightly touch the cable on the main camera and just move my phone out of the way to see what happens. Yeah, it's definitely a cable issue. I just lightly touch the cable and then the main camera has gone out. And it doesn't appear to come back on of its own accord. Looks like you need to turn the whole thing off again before the rear camera comes back on.